Welcome to Early Bird Picker. My name is Rafa. I'm a reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon. My channel, Early Bird Picker, is all things reselling. I have all different videos on my channel. This particular video is called 5 and Dime Thrift Store. I have a really special thrift store close to me. What's so special about it is they price nothing in their store. Basically, you just load up your cart, take it to the front, they look at it kinda, and then they just give you a price that's for all the items total. It's not truly nickel or dime, but the manager always jokes that everything in the store is basically a nickel or dime. So that's why the title of this video. But I will say, I almost never pay more than $1 per item, so it is truly a really good deal. This video is a thrift store montage. I went 4 times in this last week to the same thrift store. This video was actually inspired by my friends over at Boris and Natasha, Wheelin and Dealin. They have a YouTube channel. Be sure and go check them out. They're super nice people. They've helped me out with some of my YouTube questions. Their channel is growing like crazy right now. Go check them out. I'll link their channel in the description of this video. They recently did a video called Thrifting Across America, New York Edition. They did a challenge with a couple other reseller YouTubers where they took $20 in their area to see what all they could buy. Their strategy was they went to their Goodwill bins. Here in Tulsa, we don't do Goodwill bins by the pound, we do Goodwill auctions. But I was still inspired to try to thrift this week, spending as little as possible. I didn't quite hit the $20 mark. I think I spent a total of $24 over 4 trips, 24 total dollars spent. Here are my 4 hauls from this week. This thrift store is one of my absolute favorite places to thrift vintage hats or just hats in general. Often Goodwill doesn't put out vintage hats. I don't know if they don't see any value in them, but they just don't set them out. And so I love it whenever I find vintage hats, especially a whole lot of them like this. I'm just grabbing one after the other. I'll even grab some in not very good condition because honestly, when you're buying them at this price, if I can sell them for about $15 or more, that's good profit for me. And I have pretty good luck with vintage hats, even in poor condition, that sell through really well. Found 2 of these BNSF Railway hats. I'm going to lock those 2 together. This New York Mets hat, the brand is Sports Specialties. For vintage hats, that's a brand you definitely want to look for. I don't recognize the logo on all these hats, but at my nickel and dime thrift store, they're worth taking a shot on. The brand on this Boston Red Sox is Competitor, which I think is the same brand as Logo 7. I've sold a ton of Logo 7 vintage hats. They sell great. This Chicago Cubs hat is stained, but it's corduroy, and corduroy hats do really well as well, the snapback corduroy hats. This vintage white IHOP hat was stained pretty badly. It sold almost instantly, 17 plus shipping. Hashtag mug life. I love reselling valuable mugs. This measure twice, cut once, this old house coffee mug, it's going for $20 plus shipping on eBay. This United States Postal Service coffee mug sold almost instantly also on Facebook Marketplace, made about $10 profit on it. I love finding new old stock, especially lots of them. What's interesting about these toothbrush, you have to use the word vintage or new old stock in order to see really high sold comps on them. A 4-pack of these toothbrushes, they're vintage denture toothbrushes, going for like 26 plus shipping, and got 12 of them here. These Pillsbury Doughboy bowls, definitely not the best condition. The lid is cracked, there's rust on them. They sold overnight, 25 plus shipping. I'm pretty into finding kitchenware that's made of this melamine material. For me, that stuff is just super easy to spot. It's thick, kind of durable material. It just stands out. The brand on these, Boontonware. So I'm at my favorite pick and honey hole place, and they just cleaned out somebody's house, and they just keep bringing out more and more cookware. So let me show you what I got so far. It doesn't have a top, but I got this club hammered aluminum stock pot. Got a Revereware with a lid that needs some cleaning. Anchor hawking glass 9-inch casserole dish with a pretty cool design. And then some vintage Farberware, only one with a lid. Getty is an older oil company that went bankrupt in 2011. I really love selling old oil and gas stuff. Advertising, their stuff just sells through really well. They're usually a really huge following. Let's see what's in it.
It's all like fabric.
Fabric?
Yeah, I don't think I can get it back in.
Oh. Is it like a tent? I don't want to take it out either. It'll be just a surprise for the buyer. Just a
bag with a bonus.
Found the second zipper on the bottom. It's like a secret door. There's a sleeping bag. Wenzel, vintage Wenzel sleeping bag. So it's another pretty icy day. That's why I didn't have to go to work today. Got kind of fortunate with getting to go picking, I guess. Here's what it looks like around here. You can see the trees are just like lined and covered with ice. At this thrift store, they had just cleaned out somebody's house, like kitchenware stuff, so I got a lot of kitchenware today. I paid $8 total for everything you're about to see. Let's divvy it up between all my stuff and see how much I paid per item. All right, so here's a look at everything I got. I got pretty much a cart full of stuff, $8 total. You just can't beat that. This Getty oil stuff can be fairly collectible. I'm gonna sell the bag by itself. There's a vintage Wenzel sleeping bag inside, so I'm gonna separate the two. So I've got two items here. We've got a vintage Revereware pot with lid, 3. Vintage hammered aluminum club stock pot, no lid, that makes 4. There's 12 total toothbrushes in here, so I'm gonna count those individually. So we'll say 16 items so far. Let's do the hats. I got all these hats right here. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 total items so far. Got this vintage Farberware replacement lid that makes 32. Our coffee mugs, 33, 34. Vintage Boone tin, some type of bowl, 37 items. 3 Pillsbury nesting bowls, that's 40 items. Anchor hawking glass bowl with lid, 41. And 3 more vintage Farberware pots, 1 with a lid. I think we're at 44 total items. Said we paid $8 total, divided by our 44 items. I think my fingers are so cold they're not working. Brings us to a total of 18 cents about per item. That is awesome. I have no idea what I'll make on all this. I didn't really add it up as I went. I just kept finding so much good stuff. I just didn't have time to do it. I ended up going back to Hal today. Whenever I was there, they were unloading just like, I guess maybe truck after truck from this one person's house. And I just didn't feel like I had all day to stand around and wait for good stuff. But later on, I was out doing something and I thought I'll go back and see if anything else, you know, is out that no one else has picked yet. So I got a couple things. Let me show you those couple things. I didn't have my GoPro with me in the store. Okay, I paid $3 for all this stuff here. I got this vintage pair of mittens, maybe like ski glove. The brand on this is Comb Down. There's some sales on eBay, maybe like 10 to 15 for these. I got 5 of these divided plates. The brand on these is actually Anchor Hawking. They're microware, made in USA. I should get like 15 to 25 for a set of 5 of them. 5 items plus 1, 6 items, and then 2 more right here. It's vintage Tupperware, 12-inch large bowl. On the large Tupperware bowls, unfortunately, as you can see, no lid. 3 of these on eBay went for about $30 plus shipping, so I'm probably going to ask about $20 plus shipping, lot them together. So at the second go round this afternoon picking, I got 8 items for $3. It's about 38 cents per item. Still not too bad. Not sure if you guys have noticed, but I've just really got the bug lately for looking for kitchenware, especially vintage kitchenware. I'm really deciding that I love reselling it because I love reselling hard goods that require basically no testing whatsoever. Just got to clean them a little bit sometimes, but they're so simple. At this place, I'm finding them in abundance, and what's cool is they just have a really high demand on eBay. Some more vintage Farberware. I'll lot this pot with my ones from the other day. And then a vintage copper pot that's going to sell pretty well too. This is a vintage commercial aluminum cookware skillet, which is now the brand Calphalon. This is a major BOLO category for me. Workwear, especially of well-known brands, that especially if they're vintage. This sold almost instantly for $40 plus shipping. This is vintage Eddie Bauer with a nautical themed sweater. Vintage Farberware electric griddle drip pan that goes with a whole set. Don't have the whole set, but this should sell for parts pretty good money. Large scale New Bright RC. I'm always picking these up to part them out. Alright, so another pretty successful run to my favorite thrift store where the prices are basically $1 or less. I paid $10 for everything today. Let me show you what I got. Got this Farberware pan. This is for like some type of griddle or something like that. Got a vintage Fiestaware pan. Commercial aluminum cookware company 12-inch skillet. 2 sweaters. We've got the Norelco shaver. Here's the deal on these shavers. It's really weird when you become a reseller. Like when you start to resell things, there's times when like ethics kind of pop into the equation. And so I don't personally feel good about reselling a used shaver, like electric shaver, just because to me, like if someone's using an electric shaver, there's a chance they could cut themselves. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't feel great about it. So what I'm going to do, the shaver is pretty desirable. I'm going to sell the cord as a replacement piece and possibly the bag. The bag is, you can see it's stained. It's not in good condition, but I'm probably just going to chunk the shaver and just sell the cord. I'm going to test it, of course, to make sure the cord's working and then sell the cord and the bag. Another vintage Farberware in a really nice condition pot. It's a 1 quart. I collect these pretty much and I'm going to sell them as a lot. So no lid, but it's still really nice condition. The brand on this one is Tegas Chef. I've never heard of this brand, but this should go for like 20 to 40 bucks just by itself. It's a little pot, no lid, but it's got this like copper tone to it, and so it's actually selling pretty well on eBay. So far that was basically only 8 things. The last thing we got is this New Bright Jeep, really large RC Jeep. Here's the deal on this is our 9th item, but it's actually going to pay off for more than that because I don't sell these like in entirety. Basically I part them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the tires by themselves as one lot, the wheels as another lot, the shell as another lot, and then I've never found yet, this is my first time finding a New Bright with actually the New Bright battery there. This battery right in here, it doesn't have the charger with it, but in untested condition, it goes for 15 plus shipping by itself. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of things off this truck, off this Jeep to sell. And so you can also sell like the suspension. So I might actually look at doing that. So we'll have at least 4 sets of things to sell from this Jeep. So we had 8 items plus the 4. That gives us a total of 12 items to sell on eBay. And so we had $10 in. That's less than $1 per item. This has rust, but it's only on the bottom, so I'm hoping it's not a deal breaker. This is a pretty funny find. OU and OSU are the 2 major college teams here in Oklahoma. OU is crimson red, OSU is this color orange. So this is like an OU branded mug on the OSU color. It's just really bizarre. I have to pick it up. These stains don't scare me too much on my plush that I just sold for pretty good money. It was pretty badly stained too. I ended up getting 6 things from my favorite thrift store, paid $5 for 6 things, about 83 cents per item. We have this vintage Vollrath mixing bowl with handle. That's going for about $20 on eBay. The condition's not perfect. The bottom of it's a little bent, but it's just a mixing bowl, so I don't think that'll affect the value too badly. A vintage Anchor Hawking microwave, some type of like container. Couldn't find this exact one, but I definitely think it's worth at least 83 cents. This shirt I'm going to try to sell locally on Facebook Marketplace. Well, I list all my stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but it's a local t-shirt. What's cool about it is it's vintage, it's single stitch. On the Hanes Beefy Tee tag, made in USA. It's got a graphic on the back. So hopefully maybe somebody that still likes this restaurant will want this t-shirt. So as I've talked about in the past, I really haven't enjoyed flipping plush because I just haven't made a whole lot of money with it. Well, last week I had my first really good sale of flipping plush, made like $30+ on something I spent less than $1. And for me, I'm really happy with that sort of profit. I really hate having something that's like a weakness or something that I'm just not good at. And so I've determined that I'm gonna keep searching for plush until I find enough of it that I start to like it. So I found this Easter bunny by Dandy International. Some of their bunnies go for pretty good money when they're vintage. I'm pretty sure this one's vintage. It does have condition issue, has some like stains there in the back. At least it looks pretty good in the front. And so, like I said, I paid 83 cents. So if I could get at least 20 bucks for it, I'd be really happy with that. I was really on the fence about picking up this like baking skillet. It's cast iron, super heavy duty. It's only marked with the number 2. So it's unbranded. But unbranded cast iron actually does sell. I expect to get like 15 to 20 for this. Super easy to take a few pictures of. I think that'll be worth it. Have no idea if this will sell. To me, it's just really funny, this OU coffee mug that's orange. Maybe someone will get a kick out of that one. For a coffee mug like this, I wouldn't expect to get more than 10 bucks. This place is my absolute favorite place to come. There's not always great stuff there, but when there is, there's actually really good stuff. And here's the deal. They usually charge less than $1 for whatever it is you're picking up. So what that means to me is whenever I go to list my items, I can list mine at below anybody else's that's listed similarly on eBay because I paid less than $1 for it. So to get the same amount of profit that other people are probably trying to get, I don't have to ask the same selling price because I'm paying less than $1 for the stuff. This place is awesome. If you missed my first episode just a couple days ago, go check it out here. It's Find Your Honey Hole. You got to find your place near you that's like mine. Thanks so much for checking out my video. If you like this video, please be sure and hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. I put out several videos each week, different content, and just trying to keep things fresh around here. Thanks so much for spending your time watching this video. Also, don't forget to go check out Boris and Natasha, Wheelin and Dealin. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.